Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Insider Live. Today we're going to cover a lot of the new releases that we've sent out over the last couple of weeks. We've got a big one today we just rolled out earlier this week, which is our redesign of the Create project flow. And so today what I thought is I could show you several of the things that we've already rolled out, new features, new updates, and how they can benefit you. And we'll probably dive a little bit into some details into how you can use some of these elements. So this is going to be a great power hour for you guys to learn a little bit more about some of the new releases that we've got, how it can help you on your day-to-day basis, and kind of just give you a little reminder and tips and tricks on a couple of these updates. I'm here inside of Alphana. For those of you that are new that are joining us, Alphana essentially takes any video or audio and we repurpose that into over 50 pieces of content. So you could literally drop a YouTube link inside of Alphana or upload your own content from your computer, from Google Drive, Dropbox, and other sources. In order to bring that into Alphana, we'll analyze it, we'll take that information, break it down, and create new content for you. And this is great because you could create marketing content. You could use it to just help you with your day-to-day workflows, even extracting insights or doing research. And so one of the things that we've gotten a lot of feedback on from our customers has been when you're creating a project, it was really hard to see the power of all these different content types that you have access to, right? And it used to be in a very tiny window. And so we've redesigned this flow. So now when you click Create New, we actually did a full screen takeover that now shows you all of the different AI cards and templates that you have access to. And this helps you to really be able to browse and see the wealth of content that you could take video and audio and turn it into everything that you see here. And so this kind of really helps enhance the overall experience. You're no longer crammed in like a very tiny window, right? And so this was kind of the biggest thing that I would say. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the new Create project flow and show you maybe some tips and tricks and a little bit about how this is organized. So the first thing you do when you're in here, you can figure out the type of content that you want to create. And so on the first tab, you're going to see these are cards. So when I say cards, these are individual content types, right? So cards essentially allow you to create one piece of content at a time. So if you think about it, if I wanted to take a video and turn them into Instagram Reels, that would be an example of a card. Or for example, if I wanted to create a X Twitter thread or a newsletter, those are individual cards. This is great if you already know the piece of content you want. You could use that to search through our library of content cards and pick the one that you want. Templates, on the other hand, what templates do, templates will essentially group a set of cards together. So for example, if you know that there's 10, 15, or 20 different types of pieces of content you want, like for example, you need social media posts, you need hooks, you need captions, you need a LinkedIn post, you need a newsletter, templates will essentially group all of those cards together. And so that when you add your video or audio or YouTube link into our platform, it'll automatically generate all of those pieces of content. And so I've got a ton of projects, so it might take a little bit longer to load. As I'm navigating through here and I pick up templates, you'll see exactly what I mean by that. What's great is that now, one thing that we didn't have before is you could actually search through your templates and your cards right up here from the top navigation. And you could also sort them by popular, featured, or my templates, which I'll walk you through a little bit more of that is. And so now once the templates load and they populate for you, right when you sign into Alphana, you'll see our popular ones, which is like summary, which would essentially just be high level summary and takeaways from a video, and marketing, which it helps you generate marketing content from your videos. So repurpose them into Instagram Reels, blog posts, threads, etc. The other piece of feedback that we've had was what you didn't know what was inside the templates, right? And so we've made some changes. And so if you look at the summary template, as for example, we actually show you these little pills or bubbles that you see inside of here are essentially the cards that are available inside of the template. So if let's say you're like, all right, I'm going to use the summary template, what type of content am I going to get? This tells you you'll get a summary, highlight video clips, key takeaways, key terms, extended summary, notable quotes, key statistics or facts, questions to ponder, and action steps. So this now gives you an idea before you select a piece of content to create to understand a little bit more about what's inside. The same for marketing template. Like if I go ahead and expand, you'll see these are all the pieces of content that'll generate from an X post, LinkedIn post, blog post, newsletter, SEO keywords, etc. Now, if I continue to scroll down, what's cool is that we actually have a full library of featured templates that are already made and that you could just select a la carte. things from like the new TikTok creator toolkit, which I'm going to cover for you guys after this, AI show notes. These two are new that we rolled out maybe in the last week or so, which are lessons from founders and great minds, which I'll walk through. But, if I were to go ahead and click expand, all of these as well could expand to show you the content cards that are already included as part of these templates. And so, if I give you another good example would be, for example, the newsletter generator, right? This one will essentially generate 7 different types of newsletters. And so this is cool because you can kind of quickly get a high level overview of understanding like, wow, if I select the newsletter generator, I get a high level idea of what's inside this particular template before I generate all the content. So this new UI just kind of makes it a lot simpler and easier to use. It allows me to be able to select the templates. It allows me to browse through these example templates. Now, if I go ahead and I, go through my filters, I can quickly say, featured, right? And it automatically filters out all the templates and just shows me the ones that are featured. But let's say you've made your own templates that you're happy with and you don't need any of the featured ones. Before it was difficult because you had to scroll through to see all of the featured templates before you can access your templates. Now there's a dedicated My Templates tab, which will only show you the templates that you've created and saved inside of Alphana. Again, so these are a bunch that I've made from testing to ones that I've used. And so now I can see my own library of templates that are not available for everyone right over here. So again, these filters, what I suggest, go ahead, take advantage of them. It's a really nice refresh to help you with that. The other part that's really cool is to be able to search. So if you know you're looking for something, like, you might not know the template name, but you know the content that you're trying to generate, I could just come in here and just type like LinkedIn. And now what it'll do is it'll show you all of the templates that have LinkedIn inside of it. So for example, yes, this has a multitude of content, but it also has a LinkedIn post. Or if I scroll down, there's a couple like what I learned template that has a LinkedIn post, the LinkedIn post generator, social media posts on LinkedIn. And you could do the same thing for like TikTok, right? So we've got two things that have TikTok inside of it. Or for example, Instagram, right? You could use that. You got the marketing template as well as a content workflow or blog. So I love to use this because if there's something that you're looking for, just type the words and it automatically filters the results to show it to you. And so I'm going to go back to cards because this one's really interesting because we have a ton of cards available in Alphana. And again, because they're individual pieces of content you can create. And the way we segmented them for now has been like video. So what cards do I have that actually generate, take a video and repurpose them into clips? So you could see all the ones that are video centric, right? We have text, so anything that might generate text outputs from tweets to threads to summaries to captions, all these different things. And then images, right? Because an example, you can use this to generate AI images from scratch, or we can use our thumbnail options, which essentially takes screenshots of your video for you. So again, this helps you to quickly segment and kind of see what's populating in each one of these. But like I mentioned earlier, the best thing that I would say, just like for templates, is I would search, right? Again, we didn't have search before. And if you look, like we've got 8 video cards, 114 for text, and we have 2 for images. I mean, if you're scrolling through almost 120 plus cards, it was very hard to find what you needed, but not anymore. So if you're like, again, like earlier, if I said, hey, I want to post on Instagram, what do you have for Instagram? I could just search the word Instagram. And now we could see every piece of card that is made or has Instagram within it. So for example, this one would generate Instagram Reels. This one will do Instagram Captions. This one would generate notable quotes, potentially that you can extract for Instagram. Meeting notes, short form scripts, which is great for Instagram, as well as a dedicated Instagram Reel script. This would be the same thing if I said, let's say, hey, you know what? I need a blog post. I don't know if everybody knew this, but we actually have a nice variety of different types of blog post structures that you can use to create from your content. Everything from like a blog post that turns it into a how-to tutorial to a video recap, or like if you want to turn a podcast to a blog post, or like in this example, turn a webinar into a blog post. We have a wide range of examples. And so this is great because you could actually use different styles on different weeks for every time that you upload a recording into Alphana. Because again, this works great if you've got an interview, a podcast, a webinar, or even if you take your customer calls and populate it into Alphana, you could either generate them into a blog post, or for example, I think we have, here we go, we've got different meeting notes templates. So for example, this is a very detailed meeting note that'll extract all of the key insights. And so if I expand this, we also show you the prompt that explains exactly what the output is going to be, which gives you insight to understanding what these cards are, what they're about. And so you could read through this to see like the format and how detailed these meeting notes would be based on the instructions. The same thing here. If I'm creating meeting notes, you could see this version of it. So again, take advantage, blog posts, LinkedIn. If I type that, you'll see, look at this. We have a whole variety of content cards for LinkedIn. The same thing for like SEO. There's probably a potential couple ones. Like if I need to extract SEO keywords out of my video, whether for YouTube or just SEO and long tail, or if you want to come up, in this case, like YouTube title ideas, right? And part of this is that they're optimized for search. So take advantage of now browsing this large library of content cards, right? It's so robust, but with media and content each and every day, we always find different use cases of what we need for that content, right? And so sometimes you might just need a summary, right? And you want to just extract those takeaways. Sometimes you're just trying to understand like, hey, what questions were asked in the video? And we have a card that'll help you to extract those questions. Or I want to generate a multiple choice quiz, right? So this is great now and just makes it so much easier to be able to browse and navigate the wealth of content that we have inside of here. All right, I know I covered a lot. I want to go ahead and just take some questions. Is it only off of video, or can I put text content into Alphana too? So in Alphana, primarily, you want to input audio and video, and with that, we could repurpose it. But let's say you only have text. You could drop that text right here into this text box. Now, what text will do, it won't generate video. So that's something that's very important. Once you enter text, you'll be able to generate any of the text cards that we have here, which again, we have 100 plus, or you could generate AI images based on that text, right? So what it'll do is it'll analyze the copy that you put in there, and based on that context, it'll generate prompts to generate brand new AI images, or it'll do that to generate, summaries, key takeaways, LinkedIn post, newsletter, blog, etc., based on the text that you input in there. The other thing is the use cases that we've seen is people will copy and paste an entire blog post, or maybe they already had a transcript, so they can drop a transcript in there too. Another one might have written notes from a call, and they might want to drop those notes inside of here. And so, there's a wide variety of use cases. You can even go to a website and just copy all of the text from the home page and drop that into Alphana. So that's what you would do here with text, but that'll help you to generate any of these text or image content types. All right. I just have a newsletter that we do, but would like to see how it looks in your different newsletter types. I love that. Yeah. What's great is we also have a template. So if I come over here, right now I was in the create project flow, right? But if you want to see a live preview of what these templates look like, when you go into Alphana, you can click on the templates tab here on the left, which shows you all of the templates here. So you'll see here we have a newsletter generator, which will turn video or audio into different templates. And this shows you live examples of what's inside. And so you could look at these previews from another video before you even generate content if you want to. It'll give you email subject lines. You'll see here the concept deep dive version. And when you click, you can expand and see how the newsletter content's written. The same with highlights. It kind of breaks things down. Or for example, the What I Learned newsletter, like, hey, I watched this video so you don't have to, and it breaks down the content from the video. Now, these don't actually bake in images in between the newsletter, so you can use that to, you can have your images or content and lay it out inside of your newsletter software. Or at the bottom, we actually generate automatically AI images based on the concepts and the topics discussed in the video. And so sometimes some of these images could fit well for different sections within the newsletter. I've seen people use it for. This is our new generate flow. Now, while we're here and we see this, right? I encourage everyone to go through it, browse through them, read through the prompts. I'd love to get your feedback. Tell me, what did we get right? What else were you hoping for inside of this create flow? Is there anything else that we could have done to make this easier for you? You can go ahead and just drop that in our support chat or inside of our community or our feedback board. We use that to be able to make a lot of improvements on this. Now, the other thing that we take a look at here, in this drop-down menu, right, this is where you could switch the AI model that's being used. Now, we've always had this, but we had two models from before. And even though right now we're still OpenAI, what we did is we were able to upgrade and add the latest version of GPT-4o, or one of the latest versions, which was updated in November 2024, before we were on the August version of it. And so once we made that update, now you've got 3 different options. And what I would suggest is that, for a lot of content, we would get a lot higher quality output by using GPT-4o, not the mini or the August version. So if, for example, you already set your defaults, your probably old defaults will still be there. You'd have to manually select and go ahead and select GPT-4o. This is from November. What we've seen is that the writing has improved and the quality of it. And so I would suggest you try that out and you could test it. Try GPT-4o or GPT-4o August, and you can compare and see which one is performing better for your content. And over the next few weeks, we should have even a more recent version of GPT-4o once we get that API and everything baked into it. So as these new models come out and the writing improvements, we see them and they're following instructions right, that's when we'll start rolling them out on the platform. And so definitely I would encourage you to check that out as well if you want to see those enhancements. I think we've gotten a lot of feedback that people couldn't find the settings. We've added now settings here in the drop-down menu. So if you click on your profile over here, not only do you have billing, app sign it, usage, and sign out, you can also access settings. And now in the settings page, we've added your global instructions. And so if you've been with us for a long time, you knew that in order to update your global instructions, you had to do it from a project. Now you can easily just go right into your settings page, and this is where you can update all of your global instructions. The global instructions essentially tells our AI and our platform just how to write content for all your projects. What tone should you use, right? Formal or casual? What language, is it English, Spanish, German, or another language? You can add information about your industry, about your business, and even put like do's and don'ts, like write in this way, but do not write in that way, right? Put all of your instructions in here. I've got mine. I've even got some of my favorite hooks that I like to use. So I paste that in there and enable them. But, we've made this now more accessible and easier to use. We've also made it larger. So it's easier for you to now come in here, put all your instructions and save it. This is probably the first thing I would say for newcomers as well is when you come into Alphana, just go ahead and start putting in your instructions in here, telling it how to write just to make sure that the content output comes out the way that you want it to be. The next thing that I want to talk about, that we rolled out would be, when I go into a project, let's say I come in here, when you're inside of a project, if you click on the top where it says transcript, we now added over the last few weeks 2 buttons, one that says download SRT and the other one that's download VTT. You could go ahead now and download those files and it'll automatically download to your computer. Some of you need it because for captions, maybe you need to upload it for your podcast or on different platforms. So we provide that for you. And you could also click and download the VTT file. And the other thing that you probably noticed over the last few weeks is we've updated our notifications, made it a lot more clear. And they're color coded. So before they used to look like all error messages, even if they were success. And now when it's successful, you see it in green and they'll automatically disappear. So little improvements that we see over here to the UI. And while we're here, looking at this video, this is also a new template that we rolled out, right? This essentially extracts all the key lessons that are from great minds. So if you think about a podcast or a speaker or an interview, and they're out there in the market providing great insights, what we do is we extract and put together speaker notes that gives you like a nice summary, takeaways, and breaks down all of the topics that they covered in great detail for you. So now you could use this to learn from those videos that you find, let's say on YouTube. We also extract on a completely different section some advice and tips and put them together as actionable takeaways that you could take from the content. We also extract some of the lessons learned from the speaker itself, right? So like in this case, he's talking about sustainable differentiation is key. Rapid iteration comes with vulnerabilities. So this is like a secret weapon to really help you to be able to extract and learn from all these interviews and all these podcasts. Even in this, we have a card called core beliefs. What are the core beliefs of what the speaker is and how he talks about it, and extracts that here for you. We even break down short snippets of motivational takeaways that you could take from the content. And last but not least, several clips that give you a high level overview of the content if you just want to watch a few key segments from the video. So this is a brand new template that you could find in the library. This is called Lesson from Great Minds. So Definitely encourage you to use it. While we're on this project page, the other update that we've made over the last few weeks was when you click add a card inside of a project, we now have this expanded on 2 columns. So now you could see a lot more cards at once. So you could browse through our library directly from the project page. So similar to what we were trying to do when you're creating a new project where we show you all the cards up front and center. But now in a project, you could use this right here to be able to find more content. It's a lot easier. And again, if I were to just come in here and perhaps, let's say, I don't know, I'm going to search LinkedIn. I want to generate a LinkedIn post. I could scroll and I can go ahead and click just learned. And when you do that, it automatically drops the card onto the project and starts generating the content for you. So that's why it's so important that you could browse through these cards and read through them so that you could see which piece of content you want to create at any given moment in time. And there you go. You'll see what that looks like. Will you later add the ability to add a custom template without having to run a larger template once? Yes, we will. For those of you listening right now, if you want to have a template and save it to your own library, right now, I'm in this project. I've already created this content. You saw that I just added this LinkedIn post, and maybe I could reorder that on the columns on the left. And now that I'm happy with this, I can come up here and I would click Save as Template. And now you could save this template into your library. So I can call it, Sebastian's workflow, right? And save it. And by doing that, it'll now appear inside of my templates library down here as my template, right? But right now you can't edit a template directly. So the trick that I tell everyone is, for example, you don't have to create a brand new project to create a template. One of the things that I recommend, let's say I have a project already and you want to use this as a starting point, I would just go ahead and select from the 3-dot menu and duplicate, or you can click the button up here. So I would recommend is you duplicate the project. And by duplicating the project, you can now make all the edits without affecting the other project that you had. And for example, I could just go ahead and delete, this card. I could delete that one and that one and that one. And then you start adding the cards that you want onto the project. And even then you could start editing the prompts for each individual card so that you can create your template. And so it works almost a similar way. I know there's one extra step. You just got to click duplicate and then start editing and making your template the way you want, because then you could save this new one as a brand new template. And so that lets you work off of, using the same video. So you don't have to re-upload a brand new video. It'll just clone the project. It clones the video. And now you can use that to create your template and save it into your library. We are working on a way so you can edit templates directly. It's something that we have on our roadmap. And so we'll definitely keep you guys updated once we have that. But we are planning and working on making a lot of these little details much more efficient for you. And the next question, let's see, will you expand to using Claude or other platforms in the future? Yes, we have Claude on the roadmap. We're actually in the middle of re-architecting things so that we could support Claude and many other AI models. So definitely it's on our roadmap, hopefully over the next soon. It's hard to give a concrete date, but it's something very important for us as well. Next one, when you create a project, can you be able to just select whatever cards we want to run? Today you can, right? I could select any card from the library and just drop it into the project and it'll start creating that particular card. So create new project, then select multiple cards. Yeah, so if you create a project, if I come into the create flow, you could just select one individual card. We don't have the ability to select multiple cards at this time, right? It won't do it in bulk. You'd have to do one at a time. And then when you're in the project, you would come in here and you can add up to the amount of cards that you have in your plan limit, right? Some people can add up to 10 cards, some 20, some 30. It just depends on what your plan has. So for example, if I click down here in my plan and usage detail, you see cards per page, right? My account right now can do up to 30 cards. So I can add 30 of these cards into one project and got it. So yeah. So from what it sounds like, right? You want to be able to just select from here, check, 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 select the cards that you want and then hit generate. Yeah. I want that as badly as you, but we're already kind of thinking through how we're going to achieve that as well. So it is something on our roadmap as well to be able to create from bulk here as well. And soon after that, we want to do the same thing here. When you click add card, go ahead and check off all the ones that you want to add to a particular project. So definitely on the roadmap and I'm glad it's something that you need as well. Okay, another one. Can you show an example of how a YouTube looks when you put it into a reel template? You want to use the Instagram Reels template where it generates a bunch of content for Instagram, or just to generate Instagram Reel, like just the clips? Yeah. All right. So we'll do that here live on this project. So I'll come over here. I'm going to click add card and I'm going to type Instagram. And so with our options, we have Instagram Reels, we have Instagram Reels captions. That's not what you're looking for. And we have a script. I'm going to go ahead and select Instagram Reels. And as I select Instagram Reels, this will take maybe a minute, because what we're doing now is we're analyzing the entire video. And then based on the video, we're kind of going through it and being like, all right, what are some potentially compelling, controversial, or viral clips that we can extract from this content? And then we're putting together what those timestamps are. And we're setting up the preview, generating a title, generating a description. So essentially it's a content agent right now on the back end that's like doing multiple steps in order to do this. And so here you go. You'll see that it generated several clips. And right now what it's doing is it's actually taking screenshots now, so that previews here would show up for you. But all of this is essentially what happens. So this is Instagram Reels. I can go ahead and click play. And it gives you a nice title. It gives you a description, which you can click to expand to read more. And it gives you a little bit insight of what's being spoken about in this video. And I'll go here as well. This is another one. And as you scroll, you'll see, again, preview screenshots that it has. And just quick tip, if you like the screenshot that was used inside of the video, you could easily just, like in this case, right click, open image, a new tab, and then you could download the screenshot that it used. So just a little quick tip if it's something that you need. Now, in this case, it generated 4 clips. And one question I get often is like, hey, it only generated like 3 or 4 clips. How do I generate 10? How do I generate 20? Well, the beauty of Alphana is that you can customize the output. If I go ahead here on these cards and I select edit, you'll have access to read what the full prompt is. Now, this prompt says, based on this video, please select 4 noteworthy, controversial, or potential viral clips. So if you ever see that the number is not what you're looking for, just come in here and edit it. I could literally change 4 to 10, right? Or let's say, I'm just going to say 12 and say save and generate. And so now what it's going to do, it's going to go back through the video. It's going to look through the content. It's going to pick out 12 different clips and then generate titles and descriptions for each one of those clips for you. And so it's just as easy as that. That's what I would recommend anytime that you're trying to get more clips out of a certain video. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if your video is 5 minutes long and you ask for 12 clips, they're probably not going to be the best 12 clips, right? But if you have a 2-hour episode, you could ask for 10 or 20 or 30 potential clips, because it's a long piece of content. And so it has a lot more flexibility to find more content through that, right? And so here you'll see it put together 12 individual different clips to choose from. And again, the previews are loading, but you could watch and preview any part of these videos, which is great. Next question. Are we able to group projects by main topic? I am doing 30 videos for 2 customers, and we don't have right now the ability to group projects, but I will give you some tips that I would recommend that might help you temporarily. And you let me know if this is something that could help temporarily, but it is on our roadmap. We will have the ability to be able to tag and group more projects together to make that your life much easier. For now, 2 things that you could do to organize. Number 1, favoriting, which again, just helps you to find the ones that you want. You could just favorite and heart them, and now they get put into a separate tab called favorites. So this is one small thing, but again, it lets you group a certain set. So you could probably do that for maybe one potential client, or maybe for your personal stuff, you just want to favorite what's yours versus a client. This is one way. The other way that I recommend is, let's say in this copy, right? I'm going to open up back this project that we were just in. Now at the top, I can edit the title. Let's edit right here. And you could come in here and just say client A, whoops, if I can spell that right, and put the name of the client at the beginning of the title of the video, right? And the reason that I say that, because now it's saved, because now when I go back to projects, I could filter and just type client A. And what that does is it almost works like tags. It's not the same. I know it's not ideal, but if I type client A, now it filters out only the projects that are client A. And so imagine if I had 30 different projects for client A, that's all I would see, right? I also do this sometimes with templates. So if I'm making templates and I know that my source content was a project that I used, I'll type the word template as an example and filter everything by template. So you'll see any project that has the word template in it, I can go back in there to make edits for it. So these are workarounds, but this is just one tip that I give is, adding the naming convention at the beginning. You could see the same thing with like summary. I probably have different summary templates. And so that helps me pull it up. Or if I'm looking for something related to TikTok, I just search TikTok. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's how I would use it today. Hopefully it's a temporary workaround that can help you, but grouping projects is something that we do have on our. Do you do introduction and walkthroughs for AI groups? I have an AI community and would love to show them Alphana. Absolutely. Two things I would recommend. One, we could talk offline, but sign up to our affiliate program, and that'll get you a unique URL for people to sign up. And it also bakes in a discount code for you, for those of you who want to sign up to our affiliate program. And then we could set up a time, and I'd love to do a personalized walkthrough for your entire community. So we could schedule a one-off call and, we'll kind of cover high-level basics that's more tailored towards your community. And what's great is that you could leverage your affiliate link to, send out a recap to them so that they could sign up for Alphana. So that's something we can do. So I'd love to do that. If you want, just reach out to me on our support chat inside of Alphana and just say you want to talk to a human. And that'll go straight to me so we could coordinate a time. Last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about TikTok. TikTok has not been banned. And obviously I know that they're still going through regulations, but TikTok is still a very, very hot platform right now. And if you are trying to market your brand, or if you've got a podcast or a YouTube series or a community and you're trying to grow that brand, you want to take the content you have and you want to get it onto TikTok to help amplify your reach. And so we've had a lot of requests for a TikTok workflow to help people to be able to automate some things that they need to do on TikTok. And so we took a lot of thought and put together a brand new template and a whole series of AI cards that are all TikTok related so that you could take your content, drop it in here to be able to create what you need for TikTok. Now, this will get you, if I click on the first one, I took a long video and I turned them into TikTok clips. So this found several, I think about 10 different clips that I could use to be able to share onto TikTok. And again, what's great is that you could enable captions, you could customize the colors and the styles to match your brand. And if you've got multiple speakers in the video, you could use our AI auto feature, which essentially will automatically reframe the speakers and reposition them on the screen. Or you could use fill or fit, which would just make it fill and take up the entire canvas and then download from vertical, square, or landscape. But, this was one important one, obviously, is making sure you can get some clips. But let's say you uploaded a video, it's already a short, and now you want to post that on TikTok. You need some caption ideas, but you need captions that are written the way that others write on TikTok that help people to click on the content. Now, this video is all about TikTok and how to make money on TikTok. So the captions, of course, is going to have the word TikTok on it, but let's look at some of these caption ideas. And they're super short and sweet, just like a lot of the content on there. Like the easiest way to make money, TikTok Shop is it. Or why wait? TikTok Shop is boosting creators everywhere. TikTok Shop turning views into dollars since day one. And you'll see that it strategically uses emojis or like, for example, dollar signs or like, for example, viral videos equals instant sales. You'll see that the formats are written differently. It's not your standard like ChatGPT one-liner text that you would use for a video. So I definitely encourage you, if you've already got a clip and you want to come up with caption ideas, you drop that in here. Not only that, but sometimes it calls for a full caption. So it's much longer than the one-liner, and we generate that for you as well. And we try to make it sound more personal. So again, the beginning starts really well, like, wait, you're not making money on TikTok yet, with the little eye emoji. And then it goes into kind of what the caption is. Like, I used to scroll for hours thinking TikTok was just fun. Then I realized people are turning views into serious cash every day. So it's written in a way to hook the person in and read through it, which gets them to spend more time on your video, which helps the beautiful TikTok algorithms to try to distribute and share your content to more people. right? So they all have a purpose to help you to get more views and convert those views into whatever your values are. Not only that, but let's say you've got a video that you're testing, you shot your video and you're trying to come up with viral hooks, right? We automatically create viral hooks that you could use for your videos that you could say on screen or on camera, right? Like why TikTok Shop is the easiest way to start earning money online in 2025, right? Or the secret to earning up to $17 per 1,000 views on TikTok. We try to come up with a variety of hooks that you could use to try to test your content because hooks are what keeps the person there. It's the first 3 seconds of the video that hooks the person in to stop them from scrolling and to focus on your content. Now, by the way, not only can you use this for your own videos, but if you find another video out there that's performing really well, grab that video and upload it to Alphana, and now we could generate brand new hooks that you could use for your content, right? All right, so I'll keep going with this TikTok Creator Toolkit. The other one is the TikTok on-screen text hooks. Do you guys know what an on-screen text hook is? So if you think about the on-screen text hook, it is the caption text that you see at the top of the video. And I probably should have opened up and had an example for you. Let me see. I'll try to pull one up meanwhile, but that text could help to convert all your users into watching this video. And so you'll see, like, for example, at the top, you could imagine it saying like, TikTok is the biggest cheat code. What's stopping you from $17 1K views, $15,000 in sales in 30 days? These are like short snippets that appear at the top of a TikTok video. And so that's why we call them the on-screen text hooks. The other one, like this is very TikTok centric. You could create duets and stitches. And so we come up with those magnets, which are like, they're like call to actions, but you're driving them to pretty much take your video and do a duet with it, right? The more you can encourage people to do it, the better. And so we come up with different call to actions like this creator made $15,000 in sales in 30 days using TikTok. No way you're not reacting to this. Why? Because we want people to take the video and create a reaction video, right? That helps to boost your content on TikTok. Will there be a recording? Absolutely. This is being recorded and we'll definitely publish it. We'll publish it on YouTube. We'll post it in our YouTube channel, email, and we'll also post it in the community. Yeah. So if we keep going with TikTok, other things that we automatically generate for you are the on-camera call to actions, right? The CTAs. So for example, if you're like trying to think about different ways for a call to action at the end of your video, we give you different varieties, which helps you with your script writing as well. So for example, don't wait. TikTok's future isn't guaranteed. Hit the follow button. Start building your online income today while this opportunity is still here. Let's make it happen together, right? Or this one, the call to action is, hey, drop a comment if you're already thinking about your first product, right? So we give you a couple variety that you could use for your call to action. Not only that, but TikTok hashtags. We only recommend you post 3 to 5, but we generate, I think, probably roughly 10 in case you find some that are more relevant to what you want. But including a couple of popular ones like FYP for the For You page, hashtag viral. And so we try to leverage some things that are very important, but also leveraging some of the keywords that are found in your video so that it could trend in those areas. And again, the second tip with the hashtags, not only is it choose 3 to 5, but you don't want too many that are too broad. You want to go niche as much as possible. And of course, that depends on the content of your video, but go more niche on the topics and trends and specific. That way, TikTok knows which audience that you're targeting. Not only that, but if you're trying to come up with a TikTok series, right? And you don't know what to talk about, you found an awesome video and you're like, wow, this would be great. I'd love to do, I can come up with some ideas based on that. We'll actually analyze a video and come up with a series of TikTok clips that you can make. And so this theme right here, for example, TikTok shop secrets, right? So it gives you an example hook. Stop scrolling. This one trick could make you $15,000 in 30 days. There's no inventory needed. And then what it does is it breaks down what the episode could be. Like imagine making thousands just by promoting products on TikTok. No shipping, no customer service, just you and your creativity. TikTok Shop is the ultimate game changer for creators and small businesses. I'll show you how to set up, find the best products, and create videos that sell. I mean, if you guys imagine this series, you could literally generate at least 30 different videos to help these creators and small businesses to be able to find the best products and create the videos that sell, right? Not only that, but it gives you what the first episode could be. And so, for example, the teaser could be like, hey, I started with 0 followers and made $2,000 in profit in 30 days. Here's exactly how I did it Watch till the end for the secret tool I used. So that statement right there is just an example of what the first episode teaser can be. And then it gives you like what we call like the secret sauce, right? Each episode reveals a new hack, from picking the hottest products to negotiating higher commissions. Bonus, real success stories that prove this works. And this framework, which is what's cool, is for each idea. So it gives you a couple to choose from to see what fits well for your audience. Like this one's the paid ads playbook. This one came up with the creator cash flow 101. And again, it breaks down the hook, the breakdown, the first episode teaser, and the secret sauce behind it. So you could do this to, grab any video and we'll turn those into TikTok ideas. Or another one is, let's just say you go on a rant and record a voice note on your phone, grab that voice note, upload it to Alphana and select this template. And now you can come up with a series of ideas all from your voice note that you uploaded. Last but not least, we create really good short form content scripts if you wanted to generate a short video. So we'll turn that video and generate a brand new script that you could use to post onto your TikTok. It comes baked in with the hook. It leads them in with the problem, shows people how to do something, and has a nice call to action at the end. And it gives you, let me see, 2 different variations of a potential videos you could record. So in the end, there's no excuse for us to not have content. So for us to either create brand new content if we wanted to record new camera, new scripts and those ideas, or number 2, to help optimize the existing videos that you're already posting on TikTok by creating things like the on-screen hooks, the captions, and the CTAs that you need in order to get everything for TikTok. I know we spun a lot, but I want to take some questions. Can you repeat what you said about using other TikToks? Yeah, so let's say you found another TikTok of a video and you're like, wow, this is based on my industry. I could talk about this. This will be perfect for my audience. And you want to grab that TikTok video to be able to leverage that to generate brand new content from it, right? If you found a TikTok that went viral, it probably has a really good hook. It's a really good content. And you want to be able to mimic that because you have a higher potential chance to go viral. That's what happens, right? And so it allows you to learn from the content that's already out there for you to be able to record your own version of it. Now, Alphana you can't put a URL from TikTok, but there's a lot of tools that you can find online that will just help you to be able to use those and grab those videos, and you could leverage that to be able to create new content from it. Or like what we recommend, for example, you could also do it with YouTube. So you can grab a YouTube short if you wanted to and populate that YouTube short inside of this link here, or a YouTube video. And you could still use the TikTok creator toolkit to generate from a YouTube video. So both options work right now. Can we do Loom links? You can't do Loom links yet either, but Loom does allow you to download the videos. So you can easily just download the video from Loom. And when you come into Alphana, just when you click on the add or upload, you would just go to the video tab, and then you could drop the files directly in here to be able to download, to be able to upload your Loom video. We are working on a lot more sources. So, for now, if you want to import, you can upload from your device, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, or a YouTube URL. Meanwhile, this is high level. This is a lot of the recent releases we've had over the last couple of weeks. There's probably a lot more. There's a lot more templates and stuff we've rolled out, but I thought for this session, I can help guide you and show you a lot of the recent happenings if you haven't been keeping up with it. And again, we're really excited about this new redesign flow. I think this helps tremendously to be able to find the content that you want to create. And if you want to help tailor what our next session is about, please, I want you to go ahead and drop a comment, whether on YouTube or directly inside of our community. I'd love to hear it. We'll tailor these sessions towards what you're looking for. And again, my name is Sebastian Mourra, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Alphana. So you're hearing it directly from the source. If you guys need anything please reach out to me. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.